So about a week and a half ago, I published a video in which I showed you a number of knives which an individual had given me. They cleaned out their garage and they just didn't want them anymore. And I highlighted this little folding or swing blade knife here by Smith & Wesson, a little boot knife. And people liked that video and have made some comments, and so I thought I'd talk a little bit more about another knife that was included in that collection that I got given to, and it just happens to be another boot knife. And this is the Gerber Guardian. Gerber Guardian. I believe this one was produced around the 1980s, maybe the middle of the 1980s. Again, it's a double-edged knife. It's a design by R.W. Lovelace, and I recognize that name instantly as a relatively well-known knife maker. And it's just interesting to feel these knives that are older retro knives. The sheath is actually really good. It's a little leather sheath with these little plastic clasps, and I actually very much like the way it just slips right in there easily. And then in order to get it to come out, I guess you could just rip it out, but I think it works better to just open one of those little teeth to get the knife out easily. And then of course it has a little clip on it to be able to stick it on your belt or in your boot. It appears that this 1980s era Gerber Guardian has an aluminum handle. That's what I think is happening here, that this is aluminum, and then of course it has some kind of carbon steel blade. Made in Portland, Oregon, USA, and I think that that's really cool. Gerber continues to make many of their knives in the United States, and I think that's an excellent decision on their part. What's interesting to me is I've known the individual who gave me these knives now for the better part of, well, it's got to be over 10 years now. In the period of time I've known them, they have not been interested in tactical things or tactical things. They're a hunter. They've been very practical, very interested in outdoors, camping, in accuracy when it comes to shooting. And so it's been interesting to see that when they were 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that they were interested in tactical things. That's just kind of been amusing to me, because they've always enjoyed teasing me about having tactical firearms or tactical handguns or tactical knives and things. And so as they've given me some of this and I've gone through it, it's amused me because they have liked tactical things in their past as well. And I got to know this guy when I was in my 20s, this individual that gave me these knives. So, there you go, the Gerber Guardian 1980s little blade. I think that's a pretty awesome little knife. Double-edged poker. And it's interesting, these knives are both, this is a very sharp blade here, this Gerber Guardian, and this little folding or swing knife is also relatively sharp. Not perfectly sharp, but it's obvious that he had sharpened these and had possibly the intent to use them if he needed to defend himself. The Gerber Guardian continues. Gerber continues to make this knife in a different iteration. It's called the Gerber Guardian. It's a double-edged boot knife, but it does not appear to be a R.W. Lovelace design. I hopped on eBay right before I made this video, and this knife with the sheath is selling for close to $100 off eBay. So that's pretty interesting that this knife continues to have some collectability there. If you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel for more quality video reviews on the topics of shooting, camping, and survival gear. Knife reviews are part of that equation. This is the Gear Tester signing off.